and welcome to Titanium Talar's Tarot, and today I'll be doing a how to strengthen your intuition video. Okay, so this is gonna be for anyone who watches this at any time, basically. Okay, and if you guys are interested in me helping you guys specifically on your own for where you are on your journey, my information is going to be in the box below, as well as a couple of other information. Now, what I want to remind you all is that we all have an intuition, and it is crucial for us to utilize it well, to know what is for us and what isn't. That is specifically why I do these videos, by the way. And with that being said, I'll get into the video. So, first and foremost, okay, the reason why I do what I do is because I want to help people. And in my opinion, okay, one of the most important things that we all have is our intuition. Now, I'm sad to see that most people don't pay that much attention to their intuition. Other people do it without knowing so. And that is why I am doing these videos, because I find that it is a crucial part of us. I mean, we have our five senses that we think, and then we have a sixth sense. You know, the media portrays it as something scary. The movie Sixth Sense, if you think about it. But in reality, our sixth sense is a part of our senses, and it should be utilized as such. Okay, it's our intuition, and we might have different ways of tapping into our intuition, though for every person it's slightly different. Okay, and we all can tap into this. It's not just because I think I'm better or I think I can do it. It's none of that. The first and foremost thing that must be done is that you must want to. When you have the want to get into this kind of thing, the way will open. The universe will show you the way. I know it's very cryptic, but I mean, whenever you have a project you want to work on and you say, I want to work on this, and you do nothing but work on it diligently for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, if not months, if not years, okay, then the universe or God or whatever you wish, okay, will start to put things in your path to help you along your way. Okay, it's just normal. Or if you would prefer a different terminology, okay, the other thing is, or your mind, okay, starts noticing things that are aligned with what you want to work with. And all of which is the key component here is being aware and attentive of what is around you. Because it's all good if you are wanting to do something, but if you can't see the clues of whatever the universe, God, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, because I know there are some people who see like red flags and they're like, oh, this is not for me. In reality, what you have to do is when you see a red flag, just change the word. I mean, come on, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. It's completely fine. And I'm talking to a lot of people, which means that I can't necessarily know and be politically correct all the time. And as much as I try, but still. Listen, I'm no divinity. I am a human being as well. I make mistakes. It's normal. It's a part of life, okay? I'm sure if there was somebody here talking to me, they might say something that seems completely normal to them, and it might be one of my red flags. It's completely normal. It's a part of life, right? There just might be me being a Libra, being like, okay, find a way to be able to work with everybody. That's part of me. That's the way I am, but partly because I am a Libra, but I like being able to work with a lot of people, and I have had the pleasure of meeting a lot of different types of people, and being able to work with them is key okay? Not only professionally, but personally. If you want to be able to mingle with every type of person, that is what you do. That is very interesting because I made a connection with something else that I had grappled with for a very long time, which is interpersonal communication. I actually have videos and coaching that I did both in French and English about interpersonal communication skills back in the day, but that's something that happened in the past. So, what I'm saying is that that is basically the reason why I do what I do, because I want to help. I think that my difficulties and what I noticed, the fact that I saw some difficulties of intuition lacks in my life, is not just something that I live, it's something that is lived by everybody. And it's not lived by someone all the time. Sometimes you stay intuitive, sometimes you get out of intuition. It's completely normal. It's like when you step on the gas and when you don't. Sometimes your intuition is on point, other times it's not so much. It's a normal part of life. You need to learn these lessons, and these lessons are there to spice up life, because if life was monotone and the same thing all the time, it would be boring AF. Okay? And we would be bored out of our skulls, and let me just say that is not something that interests me, and I'm sure that's not something that interests you either. Maybe it does, I don't know, but just in case, okay? Sometimes people need their intuition to be able to live a monotone life. If that's your thing, then power to you. Okay? That's what you could use your intuition for, to live a monotone life. But so, what I want to mention, very key component here, is that this takes time. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, okay? Your intuition, yes. Your intuition will let you see things if you are aware. Let me rephrase that. If you are aware of things, your intuition tells you stuff all the time and tells it to you in different ways. Okay, some people feel it through their emotions, some people feel it through their body, other people feel it through their organs, whatever. Okay, some people get like an intuitive hit, be like, okay, something's gonna happen right now. They'll just get the idea in their mind, and that's how they know. Everybody has it different ways. Okay, and I will be talking a little more about this in the coming weeks. I don't know when, but I will be talking about them. And basically, you have to remember, because when I started this journey like 4 years post my accident, 4 or 5, whichever. And if you go on YouTube and you search Talar Malkhasian, you will definitely find a ton of videos of me just giving ways to be able to talk better to other people, like your interpersonal communication skills, or your ultra-personal communication skills, or your intrapersonal communication skills. I'll probably get to those in a bit, but basically, the gist of it is that you have 3 layers to your being, okay? You have your body, your energetic body, and you have your soul, your core, if you'd like. Okay, so you can say that it is your body, your external shell, your energetic body, your internal shell, and then you have your internal core, which is your soul. That is my interpretation. You can take whatever you want and leave out the rest, okay? Now, so what I do, I am a energetic healer, and energetic healers work with your energetic body, okay? Doctors and medicine and everyday medicine, okay? That works with your outer shell, okay? And then, like, psychiatrists, things of that sort, work with your mind, I guess you can say, which is part of your energetic body. And for your soul, you can say that it's like your spirituality or your religion or your whatever you follow, right? So it depends on you, which is fine. Now, when I started on this journey, it did not just happen overnight. Nay, it took some time. It took some, like, it's like, imagine if you're going through a dark tunnel and you can't see, so you're kind of feeling your way around, right? And sometimes it's empty and like you need to catch yourself and so on, which is normal. So it's gonna be, in French they say essai erreur, like essai erreur, meaning you learn by making mistakes. You know, you go forward slowly but surely. That's what I mean, okay? And so because of all that, it took me a lot of time to get here. But on my journey, because I had decided to strengthen my intuition, the universe put everything in my path for me to strengthen my intuition. Of course, some were duds, which is normal, but that's how I strengthen my intuition little by little, is by knowing the difference between how I felt with one and how I felt with the other. You know, that's what I mean, basically. And throughout that whole thing, you figure out that, oh, your intuition is partly how your body feels, partly how you feed yourself, partly how you think, partly how you feel, partly how what you listen to, and so on and so forth. You know, at some point I did talk of all the clairs, the claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clair blah 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 blah, right? It's a part of it. People have different forms of clairs, and the more down the rabbit hole you go, the more clairs you will awaken. And the difference between people who awaken their clairs, like clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and whatnot, is they're wanting to. It's really that simple. First, you have to start from wanting. And with the fact that you want to clarify, to strengthen a little bit of this, a little bit of that, different things will come into your life. Okay, and that is why the main idea that I wrote down for this week is that just remember, you can do anything you want as long as you give yourself the necessary amount of time needed to make that happen. And of course, when, in my case, because I did not know what I needed to do, I just know that I wanted to strengthen my intuition, there was no set time limit. It's not like when you go to school and you're like, okay, in this amount of time I can learn this, or in this much time I can learn this, you know, or whatnot. It's kind of for everybody, because it depends on everybody, because everybody has a different speed of learning and everybody has a different openness to it. It depends on how much you want to get done, how quickly, that too. And if you're open to ideas and if you're open to suggestions, this will happen faster for you, okay? This is facts. It's a part of life. The more resistance you give stuff, the more you'll have difficulty with it. It's actually the same thing in any type of learning. Let it be school, let it be this, let it be reading, whatever. Whatever you choose, you have the reins of your life. Okay? It's kind of hard to understand, but you are in the driver's seat all the time. Like when I say all the time, I mean all the time. And as much as people like to put the blame on others because of their shortcomings. I was actually reminded of this from my father the other day. Usually, the moment you take charge of your lack, of your shortcomings, is when you can fix it. It sucks to say, and I'll be the first to tell you, because I just was, but it is the key of success. I'm sure that most of the more successful people in life are the ones that fall easily but get up more easily. I don't know if they fall easily, but when they fall and they let themselves fall and then they get back up easily. That is the key, okay? And I talk from experience because I was, if you still don't know the story, okay, I was hit by a car 12 years ago, okay? And it was tough. It was difficult. Getting back on my feet was difficult. And like what I needed to overcome was not a small feat, okay? I was hit by a car. So I had broken bones, I had a bruise on my brain. I not just a small one. I had a big ass bruise on my brain, like immense. Like immense. I'm talking years of therapy, years of school, years of hard work, years of effort, years of this, years of that. It's not easy. And I'm not here to tell you that it is, because I'm going to tell you something. If I did, I'd be lying to your face. And this is not for the faint of heart. And I know that's not what you want to hear. And I know it'd be so much easier if someone told you, oh, it's easy, you can just do this and it'll help. Yes, to a certain extent. But if you really want to revamp your life and revamp everything, just doing one simple thing will not be enough. You'll have to go down, down, down the rabbit hole. You're gonna have to start. Let me tell you, let me phrase it this way, okay? It gets easier, and it is like a drug. Not a bad drug, okay? It is something that you get hooked on. When you change one thing, okay? When you bring one change into your life and you see the benefit of that change, well, then you're like, oh, well, okay, ooh, I want this. I like this change. I like this. I like the way it makes me feel. So I want more of this. I want more. It's like an addiction. You are hooked. Literally hooked on it. And that is a good addiction. And it's addiction. It's a drug that you yourself create within your mind. That a lot of people don't know this. So, what I basically want to say is that if you decide to go down this path, it might take a while, but I can assure you that it is very rewarding and you can learn so much from it and you can revamp your life. It doesn't matter where you started from. It doesn't matter where you came from. Okay? I'm basically saying the same thing. But the only thing that matters is where you are right now and where you want to go. Screw the rest. Who gives a shit? If you knew where I came from, okay, I was a spoiled brat who thought herself better than everyone else. I'm not gonna lie. That's the actual case of the fact. I was spoiled as a child. Okay? I thought myself better than everyone else. And life kicked me down and taught me a lesson. And I learned that lesson and I got up. Okay? Then life taught me another lesson. Then I got back up. Then it taught me yet another lesson and I got back up. And this time it seemed like I was down for the count because it was my car accident. Okay? And yet here I am. I'm still up. No one can take me down. Why? Because I am a fighter. I will not let the first impasse stop me. You know what? Your brain is malleable. It is something that people are finding, like scientists, doctors, and therapists are finding more and more every day. The brain is malleable. I don't care how much you smoked, how many drugs you did. I don't give a shit. Okay? If you, yes, I did say you, if you have been down in the dumps, if you did, I don't know how many drugs, if you drank so much booze, I do not care. Your excuses are only stopping you. Because, let me tell you something, okay? A bruise on your brain can happen in many different ways, okay? What is a bruise on your brain? It is when you kill neurons, basically. And you can kill neurons in many ways. You can kill neurons by hitting your head, like I did, or you can kill neurons by doing a lot of weed or smoking a lot of pot, or which is basically saying the same thing. Doing a lot of drugs, drinking a lot of alcohol, shooting up, whatever, okay, hitting your head through sports, having many concussions. I don't care how you got that deficiency, okay? I don't care. It is how quickly you can stand back up that will prove to me your worth, okay? There is a very big difference that I find between people who come into this life, okay, with deficiencies starting, okay, they are born with deficiencies, or they get a deficiency when they're a child, whatever, okay, those people, to me, are superheroes. You know why? Because they've worked through it and they are beating it every single day of the year, okay, until they move on to the next life, okay, until they transition, as some say. They are fighting against whatever is with them, and they are fighting tooth and nail because they know how difficult it is to get back into the old habits. Okay? Now, if you tell me that you've had an easy childhood, my thing is, oh, I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry for you. You know why? Because those, and I'm gonna sound very mean at this point, but to be quite honest with you, it's my mentality. It's how I think. So if this is not for you, you can leave. It's fine. I understand. I completely respect you. But know that people who've had an easy life as a child and young adulthood, and yet have come up to a little impasse right now, will have a harder time getting through it. In my opinion, if you've had it too easy up to this point, it is going to be hard for you. And I say this because I have actually seen it. It's not easy. I know someone who, I actually don't know her life, but let's just say lessons came to her a little later in her life, and it literally broke her down for a while. But now I'm happy to say that she's standing back up. And you know, some people don't ever do that. You know, that's what you see in the movies. And that is ridiculous. Because frankly, if you wait that long to get back up, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is all I can say. I'm sorry for you. Okay? Now that was my mean, that was my unfair part. Excuse me. This is the Libra side of me. But, folks, Okay, just because you've had an easy life up to date does not mean that you're gonna have an easy life always. And it is better for you to learn how to deal with difficult stuff early on than not at all. Okay, because early on can be whenever. You can decide to force yourself into it. Okay, it could be something that you do. It is totally possible, and I can help you with that. Yes. Okay, so all this to say that you just have to remember that you can do anything you want. If you want, you can get back from a car accident. Listen, I'm going to give you an example, okay? After my accident, I had given myself 5 years to get back to normal. And when I say normal, I mean like walking, talking normally, like nothing ever happened. Okay? I gave myself that amount of time. And then I said, okay, then I'll stop. You see, but 5 years rolled around, and I was not talking, walking like a normal person. It still looked like I had a lot of difficulties. And so at that point, I didn't drop my arms. I wasn't like, oh my God, this is so hard. I'm going to stop doing whatever it is I'm doing. And I'm going to live with whatever is given to me. Nay, you know what I did? I'm going to be honest, okay? I spent a week in depressive mode. 1 week, okay? And after that week, I was like, I can't live like this. This is shitty. You know what? I am going to pick myself up, dust myself off, and I'm going to continue. And that is what I did. And because of that, it took me another 5 years to get back to complete normal. I can't really say complete normalcy. Somewhat normalcy. I mean, there's still some stuff I need to work through, which is completely normal, right? Because the moment you say that I'm done, I don't have anything to learn anymore, that is when you slowly start dying. Not actually physically dying, but you start regressing. And that is quite sad. Okay? So what I did, I was like, no, I'm going to do this. I am going to get back to what I was before. And it took me an extra 5 years. Well, this time I didn't put a date on it. I just said it'll happen when it happens. And it took me 5 years. Okay, 5 years to get back to what I was before. Completely. 5 years to get back to what I was seemingly before. All right. So we're at 10 years, and here I am. I'm pretty good. I talk normal. I walk normal-esque. Everything is on track. You know, I'm good. Life is good. Life is good. Could be better, but I can live with myself, right? I can be normal. No one would know the difference and all those things. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say this is fine, because it ain't fine. I want better for my life. So I went back to the drawing board and I pushed myself further. That is what I did. I pushed myself further, and I did it. I made myself even better than what I was. I reached that height. Just when I thought that I was done, life said, hell to the nay, you are going further, okay? Don't give me that BS. You can say that I have a very, diva-esque attitude in higher self, you could say. Well, Libra is the diva, so, I mean, come on. But all that to say, okay, now I look normal. There are things I can still work on, right? That I am working on. But it would not have happened if I would have stopped at the 5-year mark. If I would have stopped at the 10-year mark. Right now, I'm at 12 years. Okay, post accident. Well, the way I see it, okay, I find this funny. My mom, my dad don't really find this funny. Like, my family really don't want to remember that day, but I'm like, yay, it's my survival day. Because my accident happened on November the 19th, 2008. Okay, so to me, it's like my whole life changed from that point on. So to me, when I woke up, well, actually no, when I went into that induced coma, let's say my accident was like my rebirth, okay? That whole time in my head, that while I was in that induced coma, it was like I was in the metaphoric womb, you can say. And in that metaphoric womb, I had all these thoughts, I was thinking, I was still being, I was all of that. And I really shaped my mentality for my second part of life. Now, I came out of my coma, I woke up, that was my infancy, and blah blah blah. Then, like my child, like my, when I was a baby, right? Then I grew up, went out of the second level rehabilitation center, went into the third level rehabilitation center, and that was my teens. Okay, it was 3 years of my life. That's my teens. Then I finished the third part, and I continued my therapy through my own pocket, I think. Okay. That was my fourth part. You can call it my you can call it my teens. So you have your infancy, your toddler stage, your tweens. You can call this the tween stage, okay? Then I went to university, where I did only university, and that was my teen stage. I finished university like a year ago, almost a year ago. Okay, and you can call this my young adult part of life. Now I understand a little more of what's going on and things of that sort. So I have a clearer idea of what I want to do. Now I'm just trying to understand how I'm going to make it into reality, right? And what I'm doing here with you guys is helping me in a way that it's strengthening my intuition. That is what all this is basically for, that, to strengthen my intuition and to help you guys strengthen yours. Because like I said during the video, the way I see it is that our intuition is a crucial sense, but most people have not put that much importance on it. Our sixth sense is key, literally key, to our achieving anything we want. Okay? So, that is basically what I wanted to say. And so the whole idea is that your intuition is key, is important to you, and we have different ways of tapping into our intuition. Excuse me. Are tapping into our intuition. But the only way that we can learn all this stuff about our intuition is if we give ourselves enough time, because this is not like, my 10th year mark was not the end of my rehabilitation, yes, I don't go to like rehab anymore, or I don't go to like therapy anymore, or any of that, but my rehabilitation to life still continues, and it's never ending, and we will never stop. Okay? So, until we die, that is. So don't put a time limit on whatever you want to do. Just follow the crumbs, follow the breadcrumbs that life sends you. And my hope is to help others, anybody. Like you might not even had a TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury, like a bruise on your brain, but you just want to live a better life, which is fine. Okay? And that's why I'm here. I'm here for all of you guys. I'm sharing my journey so that you guys can learn from it and get from it what you will. Okay? If you so choose. Of course, you don't have to, but I'm doing this because I want to help you guys, and I want to help myself strengthen my intuition, and in so doing, help you as well. And I'm going to stop. So that is everything that I have for you guys this week. If you like this, and if you'd like me to work closely with you specifically, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to help. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and my price for those that helping. Okay? And now, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click on the notification bell to be notified when I post new stuff, as well as leaving me a comment, because I adore comments. I read them all. I might not answer all of them, but I absolutely read them all. Okay? And with that being said, like I said, intuition is key. So utilize your intuition. And if some parts don't seem like they vibrate with you, then fine, let it go. Pick something else. There are tons of people on here, and I'm sure you'll find the way that the person who will speak best to you. All right? Now, I'm just one of them, and that is what I want to say. So, with that being said, my gorgeous collective, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I will see you next time, okay? Bye!